26, potential 30 rounds or more here on Train. Still, NBK's been brought down to just 1 point of health, but they still kick in. And Mousesports are looking to try and find a way in on this T side.
Well, we've certainly found at least the start, which is NBK being down to 1 HP. Godby next, Dennis, Chris J, Speedy, all starting to build up now, but Kenny beautifully meets 2 there. Chris goes down, as does Speedy, but Godby at least gets back 1. But look how many of Envy are down by Train 1 hit just by the end of Ivy. This is kind of insane, but they're going to try and single out next. They're pushing in towards him. He does get for the 1-for-1 exchange, but the bomb is going B, but NBK and Keo know what's up.
Yeah, let's see what Keo can do here. Of course, NBK, he finds a frag with just the 1 point of health, and they're going to be really regretting that as Kenny finds his 4th in that round, really demonstrating his prowess, even with the USP, as we're going to be seeing EnVyUs pick up a neat and tidy first round. Bomb did go down, though, for Mouse, and so they're going to have their targets set on that 3rd round bye. And let's see, then, if EnVyUs can keep things neat and tidy after what was very, I mean, to be fair, NBK were only the real discrepancy. Very solid start from EnVyUs.
Yeah, really, really quite solid. And it's quite funny, I was always looking forward to seeing NB starting to really get to grips with this map, because I remember the first time they really started to play it was during the ESL ESEA Pro League, and they even said naturally, John, we just really like this map, but we think we play well on it. But still, let's look at what's going on right here, because we're seeing the T-side with the Tech 9s, the Scout. They're going all out on this one. They're not messing around, and Kenny might be challenged down. Nice little shot from Chris J, tags him up. And those Tech 9s will make light work of him if they have the chance.
It's all about the Scout. What just happened? EnVyUs just lost 2 members, make it 3. Next with the Tech 9 as well. And this investment, I was thinking about a 3rd round bye. All of a sudden, EnVyUs only have 2. Keo, though, with the Nova, going to be trying to do something with the shotgun. I think he realizes he may have better luck with the pistol. Dennis, another one for him. He's walked on into the site and taken 3. And EnVyUs, they are looking a little shaky. NBK with just an SMG and 56 points of health has to find 3. To be fair, Dennis incredibly low, but this is not something EnVyUs were anticipating. Strong start. I mean, getting an early scout tag and then going off the back of that with just Tech 9 madness. And EnVyUs, I think they've just seen the 2nd round slip away.
I think they have completely. Dennis's work was just perfect then, absolutely perfect. 3 in 1 round. He might make it 4. He might actually lose out on this if he's not expecting it, but Dennis should at least check to a degree. Oh, he's actually going to invest in the pop flash for it. Does go round, but I can imagine NBK was able to turn that as he was facing the right way at the right time. NBK will make it out. I doubt he'll go back down to try and pick up the Famous there. So 1-for-1, Envy and Mouse, keeping it close. This is what I expect from these two. It's going to be a very close game. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they think they could see this one coming. This, of course, is all going the way of Renegades, which I'm sure was touched on the desk. The kind of Anders is breaking the studio.
He is, but the master plan really kind of. We talked to Sponge at the start of the day, and they were saying this is kind of like in an ideal scenario, and that we have seen exactly that. As it looks like Apex is probably going to get caught out. Nice teamwork there as Dennis and Chris J do dispatch of the EnVyUs member. Kenny S down as well. So the 2 new additions to EnVyUs already out of this round. And now the rifle for NBK and Keo and Happy just with the pistols. They do have armor though, and so EnVyUs trying to do almost exactly what Mousesports just did to them. And NBK is still in a good enough position. When those smokes are still down, when Happy's still basically keeping Dennis away from being able to peek out of Pop, he should be able to do it, but he looks away at the wrong time, and Godby just steps in, uses the P90, clears out the site. They know Happy's going to be around here, surely. Maybe not. The P250 still does catch him out. Expecting Dennis. All the fires coming in, and he is surrounded. Next, we'll pick it up, and we are at 2-1. Mouse do get the crowd going out there, if I'm completely honest. The guys out in the crowd definitely enjoy watching these boys play, and this is a good map for them. I actually quite like Mousesports on this map, personally. I think that when Godby gets going, when they can start really defining the map and the kind of literally drawing the battle lines with the smokes, they're very good at pulling attention in every single direction that you don't want to be looking in. So I'm excited to see how well they play. I think Envy is going to be a team that can challenge, especially if Apex and Kenny do start finding that form that we've seen throughout this tournament. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, of course, these teams, you said they're close. So far here at the Intel Extreme Masters, 2 of the 3 lives Mousesports lost were to EnVyUs. Yeah. And they're going to be desperate to not see a 3rd fall away. The final heart that is still pumping. Looks like Chris J is going to try and make this one as clean as possible. We saw that EnVyUs have managed to get some relatively positive positions with just the pistols. Yeah. But I mean, I have no doubt that Chris J and the gang are going to take this one very cool, calm, collected as they do pick apart Apex. Well, Keo still finds the railgun there. Ooh, those tanks! That got a little dangerous very quickly, but
Happy and MBK last two standing. They can do some good damage here, but this is what I do like about Mousesports. They are fairly cautious and quite slow, and they will just be methodical around these pistol rounds. They don't want to give it up, and they don't. They keep it very clean. Next, the only one to go down, but they keep all rifles basically there. They're fine with that. Next can easily buy back up. He's got no problems going forward. But we're going to see the big round coming in. This is the one you've got to be excited for. It's all about the gun round coming out.
Yeah, so this, I mean, if EnVyUs do see this one fall away, Mousesports are going to get a very strong start on the T side of train. Of course, you know, you have to expect to see usually around that double figures for the CT side here. But starting strong on T side is certainly a good sign of things to come. As, of course, Mouse, no margin for error here at the IEM. Dennis has managed to get his way out to E-Box. First blood is going to be drawn by Nex, of course, the man who just recently got a wave of Twitter followers because of you guys realizing he is a talent to keep your eyes on. 3v4, though, as Happy does get the first for the French.
Worrying factor here, though, is EnVy having to speed things up, trying to regain control anywhere towards the safe side, which they are doing just right now. Nex does find one, but it's not going to really equate to much as MBK works the way back in. That's a good couple of kills, 3 to be precise, and gets EnVy back on the board. 2-3 now. This game is getting closer.
Yeah, that was crucial there as well, and I think Mousesports' economy is going to be very comfortable to go into this round. We're going to be seeing the AWP come into play as well. Excited to see what can be done with that one, as Dennis is holding on to it. Not going to be putting it in the hands of Christian, which is, of course, quite intriguing. Let's see what they can do here. Looks like they're going to be taking a little bit of a different approach. No one heading out first towards Ivy. In contrast, EnVy just pushed up aggressive there. And Dennis looking for the opening frag, doesn't find anything.
That is a curious way of playing it out. I'm not sure what that means. Maybe the boost is coming out, maybe the end. Oh, God. I get worried when I see someone down by Pop and they start standing on each other's heads with smoke there. You'll see why soon, but Apex doing wondrous work there for his side as Dennis finally does come into the action. That was the first impression we've seen Apex make into this game. Still, Keo's the one to find Dennis in the end, as Chris J and God B are the last two alive, and you're back in the hands of the man you'd assume would be the one to use it, showing you as to why Happy goes down, but God B not really gaining much ground this time, and with 47 seconds left, it's going to be a very difficult option.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe Kenny is going to try and follow in Apex's footsteps. Doesn't, as he does go down. 39 seconds then for Godby to try and continue down this path. Trying that bait and switch. He's going to catch a glimpse of one. Does he really want to piece this together? 28 seconds. That smoke's going to enable him to kind of process of elimination, at least some of the spots that you can expect. Oh my God, Kia's pushing him. That could be a risk. He finds another one. Oh, he's not going to expect NBK so aggressive as well. And EnVyUs, they take a risk and just about secure that third. Solid start though from Apex with the FAMAS, going aggressive and managing to catch two members of Mouse by surprise. And that's going to keep us level. And looks like Mousesports are going to try and surprise us once again. We saw, of course, last time that the Tech-9 were in the hands of Mousesports. Dennis was the one to pick up 3 in that round. Let's see if we can see a second in a row successful force from the German side.
Well, we're going to find out very soon. This time, though, Happy and MBK both playing B. We don't have that stack over towards A, but already Kenny spotting down one, catches a glimpse of the shoulder of the other. So does have a good idea where these players are, but bounding out is Dennis.
No.
He does love getting aggressive here, and sometimes it will offer you some brilliant kills, but others you'll just look like an absolute idiot just bounding through the smoke. So EnVy do close it out. Sadly for Dennis, he was unable to get anywhere that time.
Yeah, he just jumped onto the podium and did the flashbang dance for the EnVyUs boys. And he was down and out from that one. Intrigued to see where Kenny goes for his entry frags, because he's primarily been going to Ivy. He goes Ivy, either fast peaks or he looks straight towards main. Let's see if we can find anything. Mousesports have managed to get the rifles, though. Just a slight cost for the Galil for Dennis, but that's very little.
I'm wondering if EnVy are actually going slightly aggressive on B. They've got 3 players there. Apex actually coming over, and I don't know how they've done it, but they've read it absolutely perfectly. Apex, MBK, watching exactly where the boys are, but lovely peeking style from Mouse and overwhelming the opposition, but Happy doing what he needs to. Takes down God B, takes down Spitty, slows down the plant. But still, Bomb is actually, no, tell a lie. The Bomb's still back. The Bomb's not with them. These 2 team players have to go for the kills here.
Yeah, that's all thanks to Happy and those 2 frags. Trying to hold that angle fantastically. There's now Keo desperate to try and bring this into a 2v1. He's going to catch a glimpse, but not enough, as Dennis darts back behind the train. 2 versus 2, and that bomb is going to be kind of still sitting there looking like Keo makes it a little easier. All on to Nex. And I mean, he's got this decision to make. Does he go for the frags? No chance, no hope. Keo finds the frag. And that's going to be the 5th then for the French side. Starting to hit their stride, in fact, over here on CT. It's a best of 1, and every round is so important for Mousesports. EnVyUs, they've got so much breathing room. They could see this one fall away from them. Mousesports, they have absolutely no option here. They need to try and make as much of an impact on this T side.
Yeah, Mousesports will have to almost have that one-track mind. They can't really stray from the idea that this is do or die. And once again, they are trying out this B play. Didn't work so well last time. Apex already coming over. MBK is going to be the first point of contact, but Apex lands the shot first towards Chris. And the T side starting to be chipped away at, held at choke points as Happy comes in with the CZ. And Next might just be in trouble as well if he sprayed the right way. And oh, there we go. Happy does get it, and Dennis last man alive. And once again, Bomb not in the best place possible.
Yeah, bomb positioning hasn't been the biggest strength from Mousesports, as they have been kind of struggling to get that down as well as keep it safe. Now Dennis, he has made it relatively respectable by finding MBK, but that's going to be all they find as EnVyUs pick up a 6th in quite quick succession. That's going to be 5 now in a row. As I mean, you saw that real solid start from Mousesports coming off the back of the lost pistol with 3. And then EnVyUs to push them straight back down. Double AWP time then for us. We're going to be seeing Happy, of course, equip that one and see as where EnVyUs choose to take this one. Probably going to go for that opening pick on towards Connector, and is there anyone there to receive it?
Well, Happy will have the opportunity. There are a couple of players not too far off, but Kenny as well. Eyes from above, eyes in the skies here, looking over, just in case anyone makes it out to Electric. Also watching maybe the push up towards the likes of Apex, who've been kind of a little closer than prior. Keo as well sitting in the corners, but Next has found Apex. This is going to sound the alarm. Kenny needs to start making an impact, and or Happy, to be fair, because the T-side are going to start pouring towards his side, and Kenny's stuck in a corner. He finally makes it out of there, but he's just hanging onto the ladder halfway down, and just going to have to wait this one out and hope his teammates can keep this in control.
Yeah, and talking of teammates, Keo's already done 1, but he's going to be not long for this world. God B finds that frag, and so numbers favouring Mousesports, and Spitty extends it. That's a big frag onto MBK, and now the 2 AWPs are kind of desperately wondering where it all went wrong. 50 seconds.
They were completely negated in that whole take towards the side. There was no chance they could have done anything. Maybe there's a chance back on the cards here, but I really don't think so. Bomb is going down. Happy keeping eyes on, but these guys are slowly but surely walking away from this.
I mean, I like the switch up from EnVyUs there. They tried to pick up the double AWP, and both of them looking towards main, kind of putting Keo, then making Ivy his responsibility. And we saw what happened. Keo just getting picked up after just the 1, and you're going to be seeing Mousesports find the 4th. Crucial then from the German side to keep this level. Of course, there's a whole lot of support for them here at Gamescom. We are here in Cologne at the Köln Messe. Looks like Kenny S is going to be able to find at least 1 exit. A little consolation prize, but of course did have to pay 4,750 for that AWP. Keeping this one safe though, and keeping this one close, as Mousesports do put 4 on the board.
Yeah, a really solid round coming out from Mousesports. That's the first time I've seen them looking really competent towards taking sight, negating what EnVy were doing, completely kind of writing Kenny out of that round, and not even allowing Happy any play as well. That connector side was completely locked down, really nicely done. But can they do it again here? EnVy arguably doing something similar. Let's see where Kenny goes this time, a little bit different, as Chris J actually is taking the AWP down towards Ivy as well, backing out of there, just in case there's a pop flash to follow. Not going to be one. And we'll be seeing EnVy once again just taking their time with this. They're getting to position. They're not over-peaking. They're not overconfident. They don't want to go too far. And the same can be said for the T side.
Yeah, absolutely. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a slow one. And I mean, both of these players, Kenny and Apex, of course, very recently joining the team, really caused a bit of a mix-up. It's great to see Happy saying that everyone is really hanging on to his calls and trusting them wholeheartedly, and that's actually something that he's been looking for a while now. And that really can make or break a team. So, 3 players still lingering towards Pop Dog. I think the A site is certainly the one in their sights. But I think EnVyUs have read this well. 4 players of the 5 readying themselves and holding angles on A.
And we'll see how explosive Mouse can be here. Can they really have that big impact as soon as, they switch the go button? We'll have to wait and see, because they are starting to build towards it. Next and God B together. You can see that's Chris J peering out there. Kenny roughly knows where he is, but he gave up the angle, and Chris J took the shot and got it. Now we're seeing the T side making their move, but Keo in a good spot for once. Does manage to find Next, slowing down one part of this executed plan, allowing MBK to come back into the action. Happy finds God B, and the T side, 1 by 1, getting picked off.
It's just a case of cat and mouse At this point, EnVyUs desperate to try and catch Spitty, but he's going to be backing away from that one. They're going to be happy to see that round go their way. As that's going to be 7. Now, this is interesting because we've seen both slow and fast rounds from Mouse, and this was a kind of the latter. Every second that passed, we didn't see EnVyUs really look to mix things up. They were so convinced that the eventual execute was going to be coming towards A, and that's just happy with a good read on this game, and he's trying to stay on par with Godby and his calls. Interesting buy then coming up from Mouse. We're going to be seeing Spitty just the only one to pick up a rifle and armor across the board in various degrees for the rest.
Okay, let's see how they make this one happen because Happy's taken the peak. He's taken the shot. That's 2, that's 3. He's making it look good. Now, don't get me wrong, Mouse were a little light, but that's still a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, he's most definitely going to have a smile on his face after that one. Keeping Mousesports in check, saying, yes, you picked up one force. Yes, it was glorious. We were the ones that messed up, and you're not going to be getting anything close to a second. Kenny as well, doing exactly the same with the AWP. As it's just on to Chris J then. As he's going to be lingering around the site, hoping to just try and take one for pride. And he does just that. That's Kenny. Could he get the second? Keo shakes his head. 8-4 then for EnVyUs as they are trying to make this CT side respectable, and they're doing just that.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Train, I will always see this as being a CT-sided map. It may change down the line some way off, but this is a good scoreline still for Envy. I know Mouse are actually pretty confident. They've worked out a hell of a lot on Train, and they always impress me during their online stages here. They may not have always got the results to back it up, but you can see their intention throughout the way they play. But anyway, looking into this round, this looks like it might be a little bit faster than prior, and it's allowed actually a chance for Apex to do some wondrous work here. Pushed up, nice and close and personal. He's going to get the first, but Dennis a little quicker on the trigger with that Tech 9, and joined by Chris J. They have found 2, making Happy have to do the work. He pushes up, gets aggressive, gets the kill, regaining control of A completely and utterly. Yeah, and actually just kind of throws the AWP on his back as he tries to do it with the Tech 9. Looks like he could find a third, finds the head of Spitty. Not going to find the fourth, though, as Chris J is there. Looks like Kenny S was kind of bullying Happy somewhat earlier in this round as he does get the assist. And so Chris J does recover one of the 2 AWPs EnVyUs invested into this round, and he's got armor, he has flashes. I wouldn't put Chris J out of this round just yet. I want to see him go for it. I honestly would love to, because he's got a chance. He can take this down to a 1v1 so easy, but Kenny is already holding these angles. He's watching this cross. Chris J would have to do something astounding, and Kenny, he's having none of that. Absolutely none of it. And Envy are looking solid. 9-4 so far. They are the team that have truly just destroyed Mouse throughout this tournament. It's kind of, you know, a little bit disheartening to watch, quite literally, for Mouse, because so many of their lives have been taken away due to just Envy. Yeah, and there is, of course, a pinch of salt for this one in particular because of that T-side Train, but I think picking up those early 3 was really crucial to Mouse's success. So picking them up, even finding the 4th as well, a little later down the line, is great. And actually Happy going for that same peak once again. He's hoping Chris J is going to oblige, and I think he is. Oh, Chris J prevails, and that's big for Mouse. One incredible threat on B neutralized. But look at Kenny. He can tell so much information by the fact that there's no one here. It matters so much. It can allow maybe MBK to, you know, say, guys, I'm pretty sure they can be. Apex and Keo can go straight over. Kenny knows they're not here. He's found God B. This is brilliant from Kenny. Great play and read into this strategy of Mouse. And let's see if he can find any more. Kenny needs to be careful. It doesn't matter, he walks out, and well, Kenny, I don't know how Next didn't realise that was happening, but still, Chris J does open up the site at least. But laying in wait, lurking in the depths is MBK. He does get the spray towards Dennis, but can't follow up. That really did fall apart, but it looks as though maybe Mouse are keeping this one at least to check. It looks like there was a slight lapse in communication earlier there. Oh, Kia saw the feet as well. They know exactly where Spitty is. The call's been made, but Spitty, of course, still has life. He still has bullets. He's going to find Kenny S. It's down to 1v1. Keo versus Spitty. 25 seconds, so that means the pressure is mounting for the German player. And he's going to have no problem taking down Keo. Nice. So crucial to acquire that one. You can see on Kenny's face, he's not going to be happy to see that one go away. And wow, putting 5 on the T side. Well, considering how much Kenny knew from that round and how much he was able to relay back to the others, saying, guys, I pushed out Ivy. I'm literally behind them. I've taken, you know, we basically got 2 free kills from this. How the hell did it come down to that on one side? I can imagine how frustrating that must be after doing so much work. And now he has no armor to boot. He does at least have the AWP still to hand, so he can play with that one. Ooh, Chris J just got tagged up there, and Kenny maybe looking to prove a point, looking very aggressive this round. Lovely bit of falsetto from you there as he tagged it.
See what Apex can do. He's been pushing this with a FAMAS. He's actually going for the CZ, of course, with this limited economy, but EnVyUs, oof, that wasn't too far off. Excuse me, Kenny.
And look, Apex is going roaming as well. These guys keep pushing up every now and then. I like these dashes of slight aggression.
Yeah, and it does keep Mousesports kind of on their toes, and I'm pretty sure they are well aware that there's a possibility in main. Kenny does find Dennis, though. Armor, no object, as he's going to be finding that frag without a blink of an eye. That's going to be big. Apex finds one, the bomb loose. So much intel gathered, and Happy's quite happy to sweep another 2 under the rug. Spitty going to be trying to find it. It's going to be not enough. Happy picking up 3 in that round, and that's going to be double digits. EnVyUs really were aiming for that. A 10-5 half. It's not the first time we've seen it here at the Intel Extreme Masters on Train.
See, and I actually really like seeing touches of aggression from Envy specifically, because I always look at Cash, and I really like the way they play Cash on specifically their CT side. They're constantly pushing up. They're constantly trying to just test areas, you know, whether it be squeaky, main, you know, MBK is often the one doing it, but seeing Apex being able to do this as well, just kind of keeping the opponents humble, and they're applying it to maps like Train. So I think it's a great sign for them.
Yeah, another great sign, of course, for Envy is 18 frags for Happy. He's just, again, time after time at the top of the scoreboard, demonstrating a real, I mean, such strong fragging capacity as well within him, rifle or not. Let's see what they've got in store for us here on the T side. Looks like it's going to be Dennis who draws first blood. Surely not going to get a second. Apex is actually making it look a little difficult. Yeah, not too good, but Spitty's going to try and provide backup, and he does just put one into his brain with the Glock to level the playing field somewhat. And it looks like they've got something up their sleeve, because I do see 2 flashes in the smoke for MBK. I'm going to be happy that Apex managed to find one on B. What do they do with that information remains to be seen.
Well, we've got 1 minute to wait and find out. Apex is taking the bomb towards Ivy, joining Kenny up there, where next we'll be watching. And Chris J keeping eyes across the yard, making sure no one comes over, but still 50 seconds now. Smoke goes down. MBK and Happy starting to push forward, as is Kenny and Apex. This is going to surround next. He's players left, right and center. He doesn't know where to look. He's just looking to every single position. He does at least get down 1. But still, Envy waving the flag towards his A site at least until God B did connect a shot. But they're looking in such a better position until now. Dennis finds Kenny, and this is now a 3v1. Happy, where did it all go wrong? The bomb is loose, and this is now a horrific situation for Envy.
You said they were waving the flag. Maybe it was a white one, as this looks like it's going to be another pistol round for them for Envy.
Oh, that was a cheap shot.
And let's see if he can piece it together. It most definitely was cheap. And Dennis not making it easy for Envy with 3 that round. And a very, very much needed start for Mouse on that CT side. Starting with a bang, and they're going to look to try and not make the same mistake we saw Envy fall foul to. After picking up that pistol, they lost the following 3. Let's see if Mouse can keep things a little tight-knit at the start of this defense.
UMPs for days, boys. 3 of them. Next, Gobby and Spitty picking them up. Nice little flash to slow down Envy if they want to go for a little bit of a faster play.
Natu's going to have a big smile on his face for this fight. He's a big UMP fan.
Just personally, just on his own, really enjoys it. But we have a hell of a lot of players going over towards B, kind of sticking around Pop at the moment. Kenny, MBK, Kyo and Apex, and of course just Happy on the other side of things. So it looks as though they may be considering B for now. Spitty and Dennis will be the ones receiving on the other side of things. Let's see if they commit here. Smoke's going down. It looks like it's going to be go time for the T side. Envy going to start making their route towards that B bomb side. Spitty getting dinked up and has to back away, leaving it in the rather capable hands of Dennis.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be very, very close to a third there. You can see just narrowly missing out. The T side are going to get that bomb down. That's going to be pretty damn good for EnVyUs. Don't think they're going to be able to get too much more out of this round, though. And considering their investment, it's not the ideal for them, as Dennis just can't stop. How many is that? That's 4. Happy steals the ace away from him, and that's going to be all she wrote. Finds a second in the meantime, but that's another for Mousesports. Neat to an extent, but the bomb did go down for Envy.
Yeah, there's certainly a silver lining to both teams. Mousesports keeping 3 alive. Dennis doing some really good work. Envy getting the bomb plant. Not bad all around either way, if I'm completely honest. But yeah, look at it so far. Mouse did exactly what was required, what they needed to get back in towards touching distance of Envy. I do, however, worry once the guns come into the game, once you get these gun rounds actually starting to build, if Mouse aren't able to create that stable economy and be able to sustain it, I feel they might spiral. But still, that's for later. For now, they are in the better position. Godby pushing up towards Electric. He's got Nex and Dennis behind him. Chris J as well. He has some backup here, but Envy taking their time. Yeah,
and again, another deagle buy. We're seeing more and more of them recently. Chris J is going to be the one holding Ivy. Bomb loose, though. This is actually much more reminiscent of what we saw from TSM over on Train, where they like to just kind of leave that bomb with Carrigan at the back and see if any of their individuals can come through. Well,
it is such a long rotate. Even the map itself, the map design, it's a long rotate for a T player from the very top to the very bottom. So I feel that you almost have to keep your options open. If you get a pick somewhere, you can just build off the back of it, and it keeps it nice and kind of, you know, completely imbalanced. But it looks like Envy of their mindset towards the B side for now. Once again, Happy the last to join them, but this time it's Spitty and Dennis switching positions a little. But they both certainly know where the T's are about to come from.
And of course, 4 of the 5 unarmed. It's going to come down to see what Happy can do with this raid boss mentality. It's actually Apex who draws first blood with the Deagle. And it looks like he's going to be not long for this. Well, that's big though. It's going to be Nex who finds 2. Spitty trying to find
Happy's
another.
Behind them. Happy is behind them at Connector. He's slowly working around. If they can just buy time, if Kenny can just buy time here, it'll be perfect. He's already going to do this. He's surely going to take down Spitty. He does. Great work towards him. But now Keo, 1v3. He can pull this one off. Sadly not going to be the case, as Chris J will get the shot through. But the position started to look a little dangerous then. If maybe Kenny was able to buy a couple more seconds, if maybe Happy could have played a touch more, you know, a little better on the flank there, but there was a possibility it could work out. But then again, Envy have been getting plants in. They've been overtaking this B-bomb site very competently. And now they are on the bye. These are the defining rounds I was looking forward to. And now we're going to see if Mouse can really play against the big boys.
Yeah, Mouse teaching EnVyUs a thing or two about picking up the first 3. And now where can they go from here? The rifles, of course, for both sides. No AWP to be seen, though, for Mouse. It's going to be Kenny, then, who has the pushing power with the AWP. See if he can be the one to find an entry. At this time, the bomb no longer towards Long. This time, between Pop and Halls. Got to be pushing in aggressively. He's trying to do exactly what Apex did to him, and that's great from him. Next, in the meantime, found Happy, and taste of his own medicine for Apex as Mouse find 2 earlies.
Yeah, really hampering what the T side was trying to achieve then, just throwing off the pace and kind of ejecting their ideas. And now Kenny looking to try and make up for it, trying to help him out, but not much could be coming from this. The CT side now on A, especially playing very passively here. They don't want to allow Kenny a chance to get this one back to the T's favor.
Yeah, 2 early frags like that on Train is going to make the T push even more difficult, as they're trying to make something happen, and Dennis just shakes his head as that's going to be very nice from the Mousesports players. Keo got nothing really to do with this one. 35 seconds in a dream. Does have the bomb. That's like the slight glimmer of hope for him, but 5 Mousesports players, he's going to try and keep that respectable. Not going to happen. Spitty steals the AK away, and Mousesports find a much needed and a crucial 4th round.
And it was clean. They didn't lose a single player there. They still have a lot of utility actually kept over from the prior round as well. So Mousesports starting to build up that stronger economy, starting to get that little bit of a backbone that if they lose a couple of rounds due to, all right, oh God, you know, Apex goes on a crazy tear and he just picks up 3 kills, or, you know, Kenny S does what Kenny S can do, they can still fall back a little and depend on that. So let's see if Mousesports can actually bring this back to 10-10. Can they keep this one truly even? In theory, they should be able to. Looking at the T side, they don't have a great deal, but those tech lines are so powerful. But Dennis already starting to build through B. They know this is not B. They know it's A now. That's why they have 4 players already just trained watching these exit points. But MBK opens up the opportunity again. And now Envy could make a very interesting move out of this one. Chris J going to be trying to flash through this smoke. He's seen all of them. Oh, he's wasted the bullets, though. He just couldn't connect smoothly enough on the first. So Apex will punish. Now, Apex still with the bomb, leaving Kenny S to try and deal with Spitty. Not going to happen, though. And now Apex comes back around for a second chance at it, but it goes so badly wrong for him. And Mousesports truly keeping that one in check. And I've got to say, Dennis just being able to gather so much information pushing around the back there, and leaving MBK to try and do something marvelous here. Bomb is down. They know where it is. Next and God B know where MBK is, and he's only got 40 seconds to get around that.
Yeah, I mean, the bomb is accessible. It's not like it's under the feet of the Mousesports remaining players, but he is, of course, being watched by the cross, also rather the eyes of God B, if he wants to get across. Not if he throws the smoke, though. So maybe very well be considering it, trying to keep them guessing with the cross
20
around.
seconds, though.
If he finds Nex now, that could be something, and I think Nex actually may have caught a glimpse more than NBK did. Not going to happen, as that's going to be beautiful. Nex brings us to 10. It's level playing field, and Mousesports, the cornered Mouse, most definitely, as they realize they have just 1 life left. Will EnVyUs be the one to snap that trap closed? We're going to find out.
10-10 now. Let's keep our eyes on this. We are seeing Dennis again picking up the op here. He's going to be trying that one out for size. Obviously not going to have that on the T side. Money is a factor, but Apex speeding things up here, going straight out towards this A site and using the smoke well. Chris J is waiting down by train 1. Got beat by the side itself. Apex slowing down a touch here. MBK is round by Ivy. Got beat, just spanks him down somehow. And that early aggression, that early map presence, that little bit of control they may have had has just been removed.
So EnVyUs again playing from a deficit. It seems to be like Mousesports have really found form at this point. Gobby again onto Happy. Solid from him throughout this entire map as he's been finding entries on the T side. Now he's holding vigilant on the CT. And 3 members left. We said before, you know, just a few rounds prior, when you do lose those early picks as the T side on train, it makes life just so much more difficult, considering how it can be quite reliant on those executes.
And Gobby is the conductor right now. He's just saying no to these plays. He's got 4 kills at the moment, just single-handedly. 1 by 1, the T-side peak. 1 by 1, he takes them down. He's got, well, 15 bullets left overall. So, you know, maybe you can even find Keo at this rate. And it looks as though Keo might actually be challenged here, and Gobby might be able to find this one. Sadly not the case. Keo just ruins his dreams. But still, Keo in a 1v4, I can imagine they shouldn't allow him much more than a step out of the electric box, but actually he finds Spiddy as well. Surely not the case though. Keo still dancing, still looking for another opportunity. He finds one. That was a little careless, and Keo, that was 3, and it started to get a little bit too close for comfort. Finally, Next does put him down, but Mousesports taking the lead here. This is where Envy need to find their footing and fast, because this is a slippery slope and they are starting to lose ground.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mousesports in the lead since that 4th round, so it's going to be intriguing to me, at least to see, actually, excuse me, not the 4th, the 6th. Maths is difficult. But they have brought up again. It's not going to be ideal. Tech 9 for Apex, a Galil for Kenny.
Oh, and look at the aggression from Dennis and Chris J, but the flash almost caught them off there. It was a second out, but now it's down to Dennis to try and keep alive, try and stay alive and get out of here without being mowed down by Happy, but it's already sped up Envy elsewhere on the map. It's made it harder to keep control and keep in line. Gobby finding Kenny's going to help, but Mouse are a little bit out of position here.
Yeah, absolutely, but doesn't stop Speedy swinging around into Keo. There's a lot of low health mice around this map. Happy and Apex are going to be the ones to try and find them. The exterminators, as it were.
Oh God, you carried on with
I can't stop, I'm sorry. It's an addiction. So, flash and smoke remaining as they do throw out a couple of extras. I mean, that bomb's loose on electric. This bomb could go down looking at the current structure of the CT side.
Well, let's be honest, Gobby and Spiddy are one-taps. I wouldn't be surprised if they can achieve it, but if Dennis does, I think he might have just caught a glimpse maybe of Happy crossing out from Pop then, so he should be able to pull it back in line. Dennis finding Apex, giving this one a chance here, but look at the HP. Dennis 1, Gobby 6, Spiddy 12. Happy can do this.
19.
He can do it in less than 1 clip.
19 points of health with 3 players. It's not going to be enough. But then again, it comes down to what Happy can do with the 20 seconds he's been given. Does he check the second? He doesn't. As you can see, he's going to have to be putting the bomb in as he punches in the digits. I think Mouse are starting to get a good read on this one. Happy, though, he just has to connect the shots. This is looking likely as he does manage to get away from the side. Oh, Dennis again! 2 crucial frags at a crucial round. And Dennis secures 12 for his team. That was so needed. And the German crowd are happy to see that as well.
Yeah, they are right on track at the moment, Mousesports. Their CT side has been very impressive so far. Just looking at how much they've been able to achieve is just keeping this one certainly close to hand. There's food for thought here for Envy. They need to start really thinking about what they're doing here, because Mousesports really are building so well now.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen a T round for Envy yet. That's the kind of the gravity of the situation. Of course, 10-5 on the half, currently 12-10. Mousesports on a rampage. We said at the half that Envy should be happy with 10, but looks like Dennis is going to be going for an opening pick. Happy, of course, did the same on his CT side, and this time, nothing there for him.
But they've gained the information that there is nothing here. Now, if Dennis either holds this or... Oh, okay, nicely done there. I believe that was Kenny just shoulder peeking out just to see if Dennis was pushing up. He's done it a couple of times and keeping them on their toes now. Dennis can't securely say there's no one now coming towards B, so Kenny almost kind of bringing that playing field back towards equal, but still, got B next. Chris J will be on alert at the moment because Envy were initially looking towards A, but now with that changing, maybe they're going to consider the B site. Spiddy now soloing it. Dennis is headed off towards A. It could actually happen.
Most definitely, of course. Let's see if Envy cannot fall foul to losing those early frags, something they've been having a lot of trouble with on this attacking side. They are looking to try, for one of the few times with a full buy, head on towards B. And I don't know if Mouse are really anticipating this one. Spitty does, of course, throw out the early molly. But they've got time, 30 seconds really before they start to converge on the site. Happy's the only one who's not looking towards B at this point. Spitty must be making the call, and I think he is. Dennis is on the rotate. He has an AWP, and that's going to be a problem, as here comes Envy.
Oh, he just couldn't land that first shot. Apex will break into the site. Great work from MBK to find Dennis, leaving a bit of a predicament in the hands of Nex. He can't make it. The flash just hinders his entrance towards B, but now Chris J a mile away. Got B just trying to stop the rod. It's Envy overwhelming that B site, and Chris J looking for a place to run and hide more than anything right now, as Envy finally breaking the trend, it seems.
That was a much needed round for Envy. Things were getting out of hand, and Chris J hasn't finished yet as he does find the head of Keo. But I mean, that took so long. That was, what has that been? Jesus Christ, 7 rounds in a row for Mousesports. Finally Envy find the one. And where can they go off the back of that? That is the question. And they managed to keep it relatively kind of tight. But Mousesports' economy is going to be comfortable at least for one more round.
Well, let's see what they can bring with it. We are finally seeing the ult coming out. Actually, Keo picking that one up. Surely not. All right, there we go. I was like, they got dropped to Keo? Oh, all right. So Kenny going to be picking up the ult this time. T-side. First time I think he's been able to have that in his hands. I'm not sure if we've actually seen him with that one just yet. I may be wrong. But let's see what he can do. Mousesports, though, on the other side of things, pushing up quite close. I like it when Gobby gets a little more aggressive here. I actually really enjoy seeing teams on the CT side playing very closely, not just pushing up, getting in the face of the T's, not letting them get comfortable, keeping them humble in this one. And Gobby going to do what he did before, but Apex is on the other side. A full flash. That is just beautifully choreographed together. A 1-for-1 exchange. The trade comes through, but Happy's going to retrieve the bomb. They might have a sight in mind now.
I think absolutely they do. Gobby down. He's been so instrumental on A. I wouldn't be surprised if they do head on out into the site. So, Nex and Chris J are the ones to be tested at this point, and I don't think they're going to be pushing in anytime soon. EnVyUs quite happy to wait this out. The smoke, of course, thrown out, delaying them through pop. And Happy's still kicking about at B. He's managed to keep 2 CTs there with him, just by making his presence known with these nades. You can see him throwing out another smoke to keep them guessing. Nex and Chris J, what have you got for us? As here comes the French once again on towards the A side. The call is going to be made. Kenny can't find an entry because of that molly. Nice, as Nex is fully flashed.
Yeah, Nex is negated into this one. Chris J will have to scream to the action, and he does do just that. Nex comes out of the flash, finds Keo, gets that bomb loose, follows up with Spitty towards Happy, and Spitty to close the round. Mousesports getting this one back in their hands, back in control, not letting it slide away after that one slip up earlier on.
And they cannot afford to slip up any more, EnVyUs. They want to knock Mousesports out of this one. They have the opportunity. It's been handed to them on a silver platter to take a threat out of this tournament. And Mousesports, they are kicking and screaming and refusing to go down here on the CT side of Train. And I think it's safe to say there may very well be light at the end of the tunnel for Mousesports.
See if EnVyUs can derail those plans. T-side don't have a great deal, though. They've been doing pretty well, to be fair, when they're on pistols and they eventually head towards the B side. They have been getting plants, maybe taking down 1, maximum 2 players. I don't know if they can actually convert that into a real round here, but it wouldn't be a bad idea. They are starting to look maybe towards B, and it's been quite the common trend, so I wouldn't be surprised if Spitty expects it, but Kenny, already finding God B, might just kind of reinforce the idea in Mousesports' minds that, oh, then surely there's going to be a threat towards A, but now the jig is up. They know where they're going, and Spitty's going to have to deal with 4 players pushing towards him. They're not going to give him a moment of respite. Apex puts him to bed. Dennis does exchange, so they don't get the guns.
Spitty had an opportunity there, and he completely fluffed it, but 2v2, and nice from Nex again. So consistent, such a presence here on this map. And Happy has 2 to find and only a P250 to do it. That's another for Mousesports, and they edge even closer to staying alive at the Intel Extreme Masters.
And I reckon Godby is loving that, because you know what? He's a guy who will always read into the opponents. It's something that I think it was Johnny was discussing during the Take TV event, that when he trialed with Mouse a little bit, Godby really likes to kind of understand the opponents. He's very, very clinical on his analysis. And considering Envy almost played that round near on identical with Happy flanking around the back, I can imagine Godby's mind just, the cogs ticking away, just working out like, guys, turn around, who'll be in connector, 100%, and there you go. Mousesports 14-11, fighting to stay alive in this tournament. Envy trying to push him away from that. EnVyUs T-side now, back on the bye. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, there's two very different teams playing now. This is an EnVy that know they have 4 lives remaining, and this is a Mousesports that are about to see if they can stay in the tournament. Just a few rounds to play, and Chris J, he could very well get timed here if Apex chooses to push, but he swings back around in time, caught with a nade in his hand, pants around his ankles, but he gets away, waddles away, and actually managed to get a tag in the meantime onto Apex, as Nex is there to hold his hand from the other side. He's coming from behind, that's beautiful. It's actually EnVy who finds his teammate. Oh, the frags keep coming. It's 15, and Mousesports just one away.
These guys, there's not a smile amongst them. They're focused as hell. God be barking out those final commands into this round. And look at the economy of EnVy. They have so little to work with.
I think our cameraman just fainted from excitement as we're going to be seeing EnVyUs try and cobble this last round together. A potential last round, I should say.
And it's going to be a quick one. They're not messing around. Spitty is right next to them. He's going to be inundated with T-players. Look at this. Dennis's aggression as well to boot. And Chris J plucking MBK out of the air. It's down to Happy and Kenny. It looks like Mousesports will live to fight another day.
And the answer is going to be secured by Dennis. 1 onto Kenny. It all comes down to Happy. He has armor. He has a rifle. The bomb, not so lucky, as he's going to try and find 4 Germans to keep his team in it. Finds 1 onto Dennis. 3 more kicking about, and Mousesports so close, so damn close. They can almost feel it. They're almost ready to stand up and scream to the German crowd. And Happy is going to fall. That's it. It's 16-11, and the game